everybody, welcome to Pub Table Racers, edition number 60-something, we've lost track. My name is Tim Packman. Sitting next to me is my good friend, one of my best friends, my partner, co-host,
Warren Brooks.
There you go! You got the first question right today.
Threw that at me.
Yeah, that's it. You got the first question right today. Congratulations. Warren, why do we have a bucket of beer in front of us?
We have a bucket of Miller High Life in front of us because we like to sit around, talk about race and drink beer, and we love Bobby Allison. This is his beer of choice.
That's it. So exactly. So I'll have one of those. Got to get some koozies, Kelly McMahon. I have a Before You Hire here in Statesville, so
I don't use koozie.
Sure, yeah, I do, because what the hell. All right.
Bareback.
Right, okay. So tonight's show, everybody, we're going to do the Dover recap. We are going to talk about fines and penalties. Our guest tonight is Clint Leatherwood from Kaulig Racing. He's an underneath mechanic, also a very accomplished iRacer, who happens to be sponsored by Pub Table Racers, so why not have him on, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can learn about that. And also, we're going to talk about, next week's guest, so you know, Truck Series driver Corey Roper will be here, coming in from Texas to do the show with us. We're going to talk about what it's like to be a small team and the struggles he goes through. So we're going to have a driver on next week. And shall we do our ads?
A Roper from Texas.
There you go, exactly. We can't do the show without certain people out in the world, because if we had to do it on our own, we couldn't. Lake Norman Patio and Game Rooms. Brad, our buddy Brad, go see him for all your patio, deck, pool furniture, everything you need, games.
Man cave needs.
Man cave needs, that's it. And a little bit of news. Coming up on Saturday, June 2nd, we will be live there. We're going to back out in the remote because everyone's taking off their masks now, right?
Right.
So let's go. We're going to go out there.
I got to take my mask off?
With a mug like that, no. No, please, we don't want to know what's underneath it.
You don't want to see it.
That's exactly. So we'll be out there. We'll give you more information. Come on out. Rapid removal, 20-yard containers, rolls them right in.
Darren Russell.
Exactly. And if you need some food advice, if you're on the NASCAR circuit, Darren's the one to talk to. He'll give you the best restaurants to go to, right? Perfect. Racing
Darren is like the Guy Fieri of NASCAR when you're traveling.
We had him on as a guest, and he had a list. Remember that?
Yeah, of where to go to eat.
Yeah, where to eat. And I'm like, yeah, those are pretty good. All right. Also, Warren, what do you got behind you there? RacingJunk.com. Buy, sell, trade. Anything and everything you need. If it has wheels, let's just say if it has wheels, they can help you out.
Right. Or if it doesn't have wheels, they can sell you some.
Well done. I will cheers you on that.
How about
Look
that?
at you little marketing guru. Oh my God, what's happened to you? Good God. Sorry, I had a little something in my throat. Okay, I'm good now. Also, the Garage Shop, our partners with them. They have a new episode up on YouTube called The Garage Shop, the Garage Shop Insider Podcast. Good news is it's absolutely free to subscribe there. Bad news is you have to put up with me as the host. So, this week we talked about the Ford Talladega and how it got a little squirrely.
Yeah.
But still went 225 miles an hour.
Not bad.
Not bad. Imagine when they get it right. Also, we want to let everybody know we have a YouTube page, folks. It's called
Pub Table Racers.
Very shocking, I know. Do us a favor. Just go on and subscribe. It's absolutely 100% free. And it helps us build up our creds on YouTube. So
we need you. I'll say it like
we're not going to beg. We're not going to do it till the
we'll beg a little.
Please help us. No, we're not going to do the show anymore unless you subscribe. That's it.
No, we're probably
we're kidding about that.
Yeah.
But anyhow, if you go to YouTube, just hit subscribe. It's totally free. And that's it. We appreciate it. Also, our website. Check out our merchandise. We have hats, tumblers, and the bucket's not for sale because Warren made that. Also, we have T-shirts and award-winning.
Anybody wants a bucket, I'll make them one.
Of course you will.
We'll talk.
And we have stickers.
Everything's for sale.
That's it. And we have stickers there
Except
too.
for our virtue.
All right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Jumping in already.
Tom Beatty, number one fan,
Number one.
renamed us Pub Table Drinkers.
Okay.
All right.
We're
not insulted.
We fit into that
We're not
category.
insulted. Tom went to Dover this weekend.
Tom did
and
go to
Tom
Dover.
was wearing his Pub Table Racer hat. He was the coolest, best dressed fan there. That's it.
And we'll talk about Dover a little bit here, Tom. We'll ask you a couple questions and see what you thought.
Right. Because, people are going back to the track now. Okay, we got through that. Oh, also, we're on the podcast, the audio portion. That's
Just listening to us.
exactly.
So you don't have to look at our faces.
Which is a great advantage. Spotify, Google, Apple all that
Apple
good stuff.
Podcast.
Do that. Breaker, Anchor, yeah, it's good. Anyhow, so we have that. All right, we have that. We talked about Corey Roper. Okay, great. Want to talk about Dover?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's start with the Xfinity race. Warren, who won?
Austin Cindric.
That's right, he did. Where does he race for, Warren?
He raced for Penske Racing.
Team Penske.
Team
Where do you
Penske.
work, Warren?
Team Penske.
There you go. Congratulations. That's worth a cheers and
Cheers.
a sip. Congrats. So that's what, his second, third win this
I
year?
think that's his third.
Third, yeah. So that's good. So the good part was he backed up his championship by continuing to be a champion.
Yeah, and
Winning ways.
there was some really strong cars at the beginning of that race.
Yep.
And it came down to the end, and they just he pretty much just walked the dog on him. Got up.
And Justin Allgaier was leading early.
Yep.
He was, doing really well. And Josh Berry,
I'm so impressed by that
kid, that guy. He's not a kid. He's 30-something years old.
But he's going to be somebody.
So
You don't go to Dover
first time.
no practice,
No practice.
right?
And finish second.
and run that good.
So he won at Martinsville. He also picked up the 100,000 for the bonus.
Okay.
So good for him. And the part that's really kind of unfortunate is before the season started, Dale Jr., JRM Motorsports said, "Hey, second half of the season, Sam Mayer's in, so we'll see what comes of that. If someone else will offer him, jump in their ride with Dale Jr.'s permission, of course. But I think
I don't
that's
know if he needs his
I don't know
permission.
if
If
he
he maybe
fulfills the obligation.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if I'm an owner, I'm like, yeah, I want Josh in there. Then he turns around and runs the Cup race too.
right.
God. So good, congratulations there. Oh, some big wrecks there. Cars piled up on top of each other. And I swear to God, every time they go to Dover, if I had to drink a beer for every time they said, it's a self-cleaning track, I'd be hammered before the cross flag, by half flag. We know.
We know this. It's
Yeah.
it's very high bank.
High bank. Yep. And when
So it's gonna clean. It's the water runs down to the bottom just like the cars do.
Exactly. But the water doesn't make that big a deal. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Tom Beatty says, "Damn right, I had my hat on, and I showed off the PTR stickers to all walking by my truck." Well, that's good. I was going to say, I hope you got some telephone numbers, but I think his girlfriend was with
We
you.
appreciate you, Tom.
All right, that's fine. I can't see anymore. Lost my glasses.
No, you.
Then we go to the Cup race on Sunday,
Yeah.
and Kyle Larson was doing pretty good. Came down the last pit stop, and Alex Bowman, his teammate, came out ahead of him.
So what I seen there though was that whole Hendrick crowd was strong, and the 48 was moving up.
Yep.
Every segment, every lap, every.
Where did he win before?
Richmond.
And in Richmond, we said the same thing. Like, watch the 48. He was just he was pulling the David Pearson.
Yeah, he's
I'm going to be back here.
slowly moving himself up
And
into
then
position.
And there he was. And Hendrick, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Extremely good cars at that track and with that package.
Yeah, that's good. And also on the other side of the Chevys, RCR had a good finish with Reddick, finishing up there in the top 10. So that kid, I'm waiting for him to bust off a win too.
We'll see.
We'll see. That's all right. So Chevy's strong there. There was some fines handed out.
I mean, Joey finished ahead of Reddick.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you for putting that in. There was some penalties handed out
without a crew chief.
without the real crew chief.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean,
I get it. It's all right. This shows the strength of the team. So the number 8 from RCR, the 17 from Roush, the 24 from Hendrick, and the 37 Priest from JTG all got lug nut fines of $10,000 to the crew chiefs, and all the crew chiefs have to write 100,000 times, "I will not leave my nuts loose," and turn into NASCAR next week. So anyhow,
don't.
This week's COTA, we're going to Circuit of the Americas, and
Not COVID, COTA.
COTA, that's right. And they get 2 things this week, but we haven't seen all yet: practice, qualifying.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
And,
First time there.
And there's some cup guys that are doing a double.
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody's doing a trip.
Really?
Doing a triple. I'm not
Their
sure.
arms are going to be like, ooh, shoulders.
But there's a couple guys. Harvick's going to do a double.
Really? Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's in 5 car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cindric's going to do a double.
Is he? Okay.
Who's Austin is our road race
That's right.
specialist.
Exactly.
So we'll see if they can get him some track position.
Very good.
But yeah, good Here we go, road racing, folks.
And you know the
Everybody's got their money on Chase Elliott, I'm sure.
and in the truck series, someone's coming out of retirement. Our buddy Paul Menard.
But yeah, Paul Menard gonna drive a truck.
Paul's like, I want to race again. I'm like, oh, come on, Paul.
Yeah, my back's okay.
Yeah, everything's all right. I'm feeling good again. But this will be interesting because they run what? Did they do a F1 race there? Did they do a IndyCar race there? The track's beautiful. I mean, it's amazingly.
Yeah, they do a lot of different stuff there, and there's different layouts how they can lay the track out for the Indy cars.
So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So we have that. Hey everybody, we really appreciate you watching us every Tuesday night on Pub Table Racers. And Warren and myself say thank you, but we need a favor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, as Elvis would say. Cheers.
Cheers.
We need you to do us a favor. On our YouTube channel, just give us a subscribe. It's free. We appreciate it, and that's all we really need.
Right.
Also, check out our website. What do we have there, Warren?
We have clothes, we have hats, we have
Tumblers, yeah.
And anything else you need that it has to say Pub Table Racers, we'll make it.
And we have children's books, award-winning children's books too, so check them out. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. YouTube, subscribe, totally free. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here we go. Appreciate you. Shall we bring on our guest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight is Clint Leatherwood. He is Kaulig Racing, underneath mechanic. He has worked at Penske, some other teams. He's also a very accomplished iRacer who carries Pub Table Racers on his trucks. We have Xfinity cars, Cup cars, and now we're going to go IndyCar racing with this guy, which is pretty cool. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Scoot up there. Get join the show. Right.
Yeah,
All right.
come on in. Thanks for
He already. Wow, wait a minute. He already got a beer.
Yeah, he's a little pre-gaming here.
He's pre-gaming. He must have found the refrigerator, which we highly recommend. All right. So we appreciate it. So thanks for coming on. Real quick, let's talk about what you do first at Kaulig Racing. What are the duties of an underneath mechanic?
Pretty much taking care of everything underneath, just like tailpipes, checking everything under that, checking the rear end housing, checking the truck arms, track bar,
Drive shaft,
rear springs, transmission.
Yeah.
I mean, make sure
you're nut and bolting everything underneath.
Yes. Rear shocks.
You're the dirtiest guy in the garage.
Yes.
Because you got to lay on your back and take care of the bottom of the car.
Yeah,
especially this weekend.
You go through
practice.
Yeah. All right. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Rockmore, Georgia, originally.
Rockmore, Georgia. All right. Mm-hmm. And so, first of all, how old are you?
30.
I was 35 before I got my start. I like it. All right. So where did you develop your interest in racing? Where did it come from?
It was at an early age. I started actually racing at 9. I raced go-karts from 9 all the way till about 15, 16 years old. And then I raced a 4-cylinder car for a couple years. And then
how'd you do?
I won a track championship in 2003 in the go-kart. Right. I won 7 out of 10 points races that year.
Good.
And I think worst finish was 3rd the whole time in those points races. And just, we were strong. My dad set it up and everything, so it was just him helping out with that. And then I finished okay in the pony stock. Just it was a learning curve. And then
what track was that at?
The track and race go-karts was Chatsworth, Talladega, and Piedmont. I actually got a win at Talladega short track.
Seriously?
The go-kart track. It's behind the
big track.
Yes.
That's pretty good. So you could say, I won at Talladega, but you don't have to really expound on that. Right. Are you single?
No, I'm married.
Okay, got it. Right.
That's how he got her.
Totally.
So I want to race at Talladega.
I don't know if you realize this, but I want to race at Talladega.
And she was like, "What's Talladega?"
Perfect. All right. What's her name? So
Jennifer.
Okay. And where'd you meet her?
I met her through a mutual friend.
Okay.
This was 5 years ago.
Okay. Right.
It was right before we went to Kansas.
Okay. And she in
so
racing?
The Talladega thing was.
No, she's not in racing. She didn't know anything about racing when I first met her, and so it was just. And so I was like, "Look, you gotta kind of like what I do because I'm going Thursday through Sunday, and it's." So she got kind of feel for it early because I met her like Wednesday and then I was going Thursday.
Perfect.
So it's
right, and they know you're not lying because they can see you on TV once in a while too. Yeah. Well, that's good because I struggle because like what we do for a living is the traveling part of it. It's demanding. On you
and relationships,
and a family, and then when COVID hit,
It
all of a
was
sudden
like,
you're all home, and there was people looking over going, "You're still here?
yeah,
right.
You're still here?" And it's like, but there's an adjustment, but
yeah,
that's good though.
it was definitely a big adjustment for both of us,
Right.
just because she's used to me being gone, and she's used to being
Right.
on the own, and then, but we coped with it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Right.
everything worked out.
Well, if you're married, it's kind of nice.
Yeah,
That's
So,
good.
you know, I'll go back to this. I always say this whenever we get guests on. Everybody, 90% of us in this sport have raced ourselves and succeeded at something, you know, and when you get here, sometimes you think you're special because you've raced,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you drove.
but that's everybody.
Yeah, and then you run it, then you start talking to everybody. Oh yeah, I drove a go-kart, I drove this,
Yeah.
or I drove
I
that.
drove
or that."
enduros. You know,
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not that special
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
and you're working with like you as a champion somewhere, and you're over there wrenching on a car together.
Mhm.
Like, well, you know what? That's how it goes because there's only 40 spots
Yeah.
Yeah,
in each series. So
Oh, yeah.
guess what? Yeah.
yeah. I think we all find out that when our racing ourselves didn't pan out, our
Mhm.
driving ability
Yeah.
didn't pan out,
Right.
that we come here and do this, and this pans out for us because this is what we love.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's our passion. So you know, when you find out that everybody else has done it too, but that's their passion.
Oh yeah.
Some of them,
Right.
you know, some of the guys, this ain't their passion; it's their job, and,
Yeah.
and those are the guys that.
And the only reason I tried enduro racing was because I was announcing and writing.
Mhm.
I figured I'm going to go out there and see what it's like and experience it. I remember
Yeah.
I had this big Cadillac Malibu, big ass Chevrolet, and the first time I got hit on the passenger side, boom! I go, oh, this is what it's about.
Yeah.
And I was awake
It's
after
loud.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want to do it that way? Okay, here we go. But you know what you guys did was bigger, but it's amazing how many guys are in there. So you're working along there now. You're there in Georgia. You did the pony stock, the 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
Was your first race team? How did you get here?
How did
How
you-
did I get to where
Yeah.
as soon as I graduated high school, 2 months after that, I moved up to North Carolina, and so I met I was working at the pit at the time, and through a friend,
Which is
the indoor
The
karting
indoor
track.
kart
Okay,
track
got it.
right here in
so.
Mooresville.
Real quick, did you have a job when you come up here, or you?
No, I had nothing when I moved up here.
And
So-
you're not a NASCAR tech guy.
I was a NASCAR tech.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is okay.
Which is
good.
what brought me up here.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So you went to NASCAR Tech.
hmm
All right, well, that's good. So you got an education.
We call them techies.
Yeah.
Techie, so you
Which
got-
I learned.
there's a lot of good guys that
Yeah,
came
sure.
out of that.
There's a lot.
I
It's
do
good.
not diss that.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And then I mean it's like anywhere you go, it's
There's good guys and bad guys.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
and so I went there, but I was also working, like I said, at the pit, and then through a mutual friend, I was introduced to Mike Herman, who worked for Dell Senior back in the day when he was
Right.
like the 3 or the 8 car, I think,
Okay.
and so he took me under his wing, taught me a lot about the race car, and then we were doing late model stuff,
Right.
like late model stocks. And then they introduced me to a guy
Like to
named-
Hickory and that you were
Yeah.
going?
I went to Hickory.
Yep.
That was mainly where we're going.
And how much were you making doing that?
I was free.
Yeah.
That's
So
where
this is what I'm trying to get across. You,
That's the people. Yeah.
Yeah, it was free.
you
for-
got to have another job. You race for
Right.
free when you
Yep.
first get in
Yep.
there.
for sure. And then
And you're getting cheeseburgers.
yes,
Bologna
that's what
sandwiches
it.
with cheese.
Yes, that's basically what you were getting. Was
Right.
that, and what you were getting this
The
experience,
experience.
which was awesome. Like being able to learn from somebody that's been in the sport, like back in that time. It
Right.
was just the knowledge he had, and then they introduced me to Patty Rodenbeck, who I helped on a late model stock car. I helped him out for about a year, and I quit the pit to make $200 a week to work for Patty.
Okay. But you're single.
But I was single,
Right, yeah.
And
Right.
I was.
$200 a
This
week.
is how serious I was like about it. I was like, I'm either gonna make it or I'm gonna break it.
Yeah, you have to. That's what you do.
You
And,
have to have determination to do this. But go ahead.
and so I was basically doing everything there, like putting in the motors,
Yeah.
putting in the rear end, putting in the front end. I mean,
You
I-
wax the car. You clean the floor. You,
Yep.
put the, you,
Yep.
you know when you're on
Say it,
there,
Warren. You're on.
you're a roofer.
Very
yes. And I
Everything
even,
from the roof down.
Right.
I even learned how to like do basic fab stuff
Right.
from them, which I'm still not that great at fabbing, but like
Don't tell him that.
today,
He's okay.
I even getting to use some of the stuff I learned from there, like silicone. I can make the bead.
Yeah.
I learned it from that. Just being able to, like, we're big on making the
Crush panels look nice.
look like a bead.
Yeah.
Through it. So now I'm able to do that, use that at Kaulig and stuff. So I definitely go back to my
You pull all your experience.
Your
Pull it
roots
out.
and the people you work for make you better in your future because you're working with guys that expect stuff to look nice, to
Yes.
be nice, and they say we want this crush panel silicone to look like this, and you do it. And now you can go there. You don't have to be told that. And
Yeah.
you do it, and someone goes, "Wow, that looks really good."
Yeah, that's
Right?
That's pretty much what happened.
That's I know how it goes.
Because they was like, "You sure you can silicone these?" I was like, "Yeah." I mean,
Yeah.
I'll start on the back.
Some people don't realize they're fussy about how you silicone
Yes,
things.
yes, and so,
That are going to be
Look,
on
right-
fire, upside down, and then
We have a note here. George Williams says, yes, Clint Leatherwood. 3 exclamation points.
Yeah.
Clint Leatherwood, iRacer friends.
yep.
And Donnelly Musgrave says, good to see Clint on the show. Miss saying hi to him at the track. So hi, Clint, and love Kaulig Racing. Chris Rice is the man. So,
Hi, George, and hi, Donna.
There you
I
go.
missed seeing you too at the track, Donna. She would come up and because I used to be on the 2-car.
all right, so we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
So we're go- so you went. So you're at this 200. Where were you living at $200 a week?
I was living at Carriage Club, but luckily I had a roommate, and
Okay,
I was just
yeah.
making everything like living bare minimum.
So
pretty
Carriage
much.
Club is
ramen
one of the-
noodles,
Yeah.
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 Chef Boy oh boy.
Yeah, living as bare minimum as you could get.
Yeah. Otherwise known as Chef Boyardee.
Good God. Frozen pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
Hey, you remember those
Oh,
days?
yeah.
that You and I in Concord, sewer
It's a
commercials.
staple.
dollar burgers from
Oh, yeah.
Wendy's or
Right.
Been there.
whatever it took, you know.
Buffets.
hmm
Yeah.
And then
All right, so now you're that, and so you were there for how long?
I was there for about roughly a year. They shut down in 2011, and so then I went back home because it was around Christmas time when they shut down.
Sure.
So I went back home and I was helping my dad do things, just whatever he needed, like handyman stuff
Right.
and all that.
Roofing.
And before I left, I put a resume in all around Mooresville,
Sure.
which was Penske, Kyle Busch, and just whoever else, just
Right.
trying. And I was like, well, I'm working with my dad and I'm learning all this stuff. And
What did your dad do that you?
it was just handyman stuff.
Okay,
I mean, it was
okay.
like building decks,
Right.
All right.
AC stuff,
That's
just
cool.
whatever.
Right.
And like I can remember to this day, like I got a call Saturday morning that from a guy at Penske. He was like, "Hey, we want to interview," and I was like, "Are you sure about this?" Because I just woke up, you know.
Yeah.
It was like, and so they called me and told me about it, and I was like, "All right," and hung up, and then I finally woke up and realized that he wouldn't. It was being it was
Right.
real.
You have to go to Penske and interview.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and so
3 times.
I was home for probably 3 weeks during this time, and
Right.
I was like, "Well, I'm making money here. Don't really have nothing back there yet going for me." So I was like, I didn't have any idea of coming back here right then. And then I got that call, so I was like, "All right, I'll be there Monday." And I went
How far a drive is that?
5 hours.
Okay.
It was roughly 5 hours.
So not horrible.
No, I'm not terrible at all. And made the drive back, and had the interview Monday, and they was like, "All right, well, you gotta go through this another interview." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And you gotta go take the drug test. And so I went through both interviews, got a drug test, and then like a week went past, and I still haven't heard nothing. And I was working for a guy who did the pre-grade and the post-grade of after pools were installed. So I was helping him.
So you went back to Georgia.
No, I was helping up here.
Oh, so you
Oh,
stayed
you're a
up
pool
Yes.
boy up here.
Yes. Yeah, so
He was a pool builder. He was
Yeah,
different than pool.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Cougars. There's cougars.
so I did that for about a week, and then I got a call back from Penske, and it was like, "Hey, we'd like to hire you." So the following week, my first day was a Friday, and then walking
So what
through-
did you get hired to do?
I was hired as a teardown mechanic.
Just in general? Or
Just in general.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it. All right.
because everything in teardown, all the cars came to teardown, and that
Right.
was
Do you remember about what year that was?
2012.
2012.
So,
Tear
I don't want a number, but you went from 200 to what you're doing. So when you got to the part where what am I going to get paid? Did they tell you or did you ask?
They told me, and I was like, well, that sounds way better than what I was making, you know?
Right.
And so, and he knew the name, obviously, there, like, with the legacy and everything. It was
Yeah.
like, it was
To
like,
work for Penske,
yes.
to go from that to work for Penske,
Right.
you didn't make any stops at any Xfinity teams or Busch
Truck teams or anything
You
like
got
that.
you got to go right to Penske, and
Right.
even though it was teardown,
yes.
it's still pretty prestigious.
Oh, yeah.
You're pretty pumped up. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
oh yeah. I remember walking through the doors and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was like, this is kind of like
Surreal, right?
surreal, and taking everything in, all the atmosphere is like, and
Because in 12 you're,
I was 21.
21?
I just turned
I
21.
was going to
when
say 21 or 2.
so
That's
I
awesome.
was hired 5 days after my
I fell off
birthday.
a bar stool when I was 21.
I was in the Navy. When I was
You're full of semen.
No, stop. The submarine was, but thanks for asking. Anyway. Yeah.
Are you ready for an upgrade? Need to refresh that patio? Want to add more fun to your home? Lake Norman Patio and Game Rooms makes it fun to stay at home. We offer a huge selection of high-quality outdoor furniture, pool tables, shuffleboard, ping pong, and much, much more. Your oasis awaits. So don't miss the boat. Take your patio or game room up to the next level. Lake Norman Patio and Game Rooms. Stop in today or visit us online at lknpatio.com.
All right, so and I just thought about something. I remember when I went from NASCAR.com to Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, thanks to Warren, who let me know about this position for the website. We got that, and it was Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Because first they said, "Oh well, we really liked you, but we're going with someone else." And I kind of knew who it was, and that someone else ended up turning it down.
Yep.
And I said to him, when he turns it down, let me know. And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "The guy you're going to hire is going to turn it down." And I won't mention his name, but he's going on to bigger and better things.
Mhm.
And sure enough, they called me on Christmas Eve, and we got to the party. I said, "Okay, okay." So he goes, "Well, you're right." And I'm like, "Okay, well, appreciate it." Okay. And I go, "So what did you come up with?" So he goes, "Well, what you requested is we figure that's fair." And to be honest, in the middle of the meeting, I was a kind of a jerk, and I just doubled what I was making.
Yeah.
Figure if they come close or whatever. And I was like, like that, and I was married to him, and I was like, what a great Christmas present.
Yeah.
So when you're sharing that story, that it's kind of like that same, like, you know, where you were going.
Yeah, you were probably up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm trying not to walk around going. That's all I was doing.
Well, you know, and that's the sport was also in its heyday.
Exactly. Yes. We're
And-
talking
and, you know,
2002 when I went.
Some of them places were making
Yeah.
it rain
Sure,
for
yeah.
people because they needed people. They needed good people.
Yep.
You know, so it wasn't. It wasn't a well. We'll think about that.
Yeah.
That well, we got to look at that dollar
Yeah.
amount. You
Yeah.
know, it was more like,
Okay.
But
will you work for this?
Yes.
You
yeah.
know?
And Clint, for you at 21 to get that,
Yeah.
that had to be like, okay, and so off you went.
Yeah. And I was in teardown for 3 years. I did that, and I mean, I basically begged to go on the road because that was just. I
So
didn't
you
move
wanted
up here to just work in the shop.
Right.
That was
You wanted to work on a car,
I
on a
want-
team.
Yes, I wanted to be traveling. I wanted,
You gotta work. You gotta travel to feel like you're a part of the team.
yes,
Yeah, some people-
I agree.
You,
agree
you know,
with you
you
totally.
have to work on a car and travel to feel like you're a part of that team.
Because it's because the car's in the shop,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then it goes away, and you're like, I want to go with it.
Yes.
Otherwise, you just
have
kind
ownership
of.
to it. Yeah.
Yes. I like going back in 2012. Like I knew Roger hadn't won a Cup championship at the time,
Right.
and I don't know why, what made me, but I felt like they were going to win that year, and I was like, man, they're going to win the championship this year. And I even told somebody, it was like, hey, we're going to win the championship this year, and sure enough, Brad goes out and win the championship, which was pretty cool. My first year there, they win a Cup championship.
Your first year.
You're 21.
Yeah, yeah,
It's 2012.
Right.
You win a championship.
Yeah.
Were you on the road?
no, I was not on. I was still in
You're
teardown.
still in teardown.
A Cup
But
championship.
did you get to go? I'm sure they had some kind of party.
We had parties at the shop.
Right.
And, I think somewhere else.
You
too.
you got a ring
Oh yes.
You got a ring.
Yep.
for 2012.
That's great.
And this is all your rookie year.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
There was 5
Clint's like,
Should we beat him up now or later?
he's like, all right, I can die now.
Yeah.
I'm 21.
That's good.
Everything's. I just fulfilled everything that everybody comes here to
Meanwhile,
fulfill.
there's guys. How long did you go before you had a cup championship?
22 years.
Yeah.
For a championship.
Yeah. I know, like I said, I know was very fortunate.
No,
And
I'm not taking away from you.
I know
it's the
this guy's
situation
been in this sport
Right.
forever. That's
that don't have one.
yes.
Yeah, that's good. Anyhow, people have questions or comments for Clint. We're taking them right now. This is what it's about. It's an interactive show. We appreciate that very much. All right, so now you're at Penske, and you're there for how many years?
I was there for 8, almost 9 years.
Well,
I like I said, I was in teardown for 3 years, and I pretty much begged to be on the road. And then they finally gave me a shot, or I finally got my shot in 2015. And I was a tire guy and interior guy on the 22 Xfinity car, which was like, that's the prestige car because
very much.
you get Brad, Joey, and
Right.
Blaney in the car, and
Oh my God, you're winning everything.
you're going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of
Probably
win.
been more to victory lane more than I have.
And so,
so your first win when you're on the road, you remember
my
that?
first win was Phoenix with Joey.
Okay.
We the second race of the year. We should have won Daytona.
Second race, yeah.
We should have won Daytona
Right.
with Brad. They waited to throw the caution until after everybody passed us on the backstretch,
Remember that? Yeah.
and then we go and win Phoenix, and then I think it was a couple weeks later or something. Bristol was
Right.
after,
Right.
and Joey led every lap, so that was my second Xfinity win.
So let's back up. So that first win, the last 3 laps, and you're like going.
Oh
Do
man,
you remember it? Like, we're gonna win. Oh my God, we're gonna win. Holy crap, we're gonna win.
it's very faint, but it's like, I mean, your heart's racing.
Sure.
My heart still races when
Sure.
When you talk about it, right?
Even
now.
even now during wins is like, because I mean, the last a lot of it is like, like, man, there's so much that could go wrong in the last
Right.
3 or 4
Oh, yeah.
laps
Right
of the
there,
race,
yeah.
and it's like, yeah,
And our adrenaline, the guys who are real racers, our adrenaline
it's going
is
nuts.
it goes crazy because
Right.
this is what you came for.
Right.
This is
Oh,
why
yeah.
you're here.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
only one reason why you do this.
The real racers aren't there for paychecks.
No.
And I'm going to tell you, so just reminding me, remember if this is how it goes, like the last few laps, you're just kind of looking at each other. No one's saying a word, right?
Yep.
And you're just kind of looking, and your heart rate's up, and you're like checking the monitor, and you're watching. They go by, like, still leading.
Yep.
There goes the white flag, still leading. And I've been there with Talladega, with Dale Jr., I had the hat bag out and down on the floor of the hauler, heard the crowd roar. I look out, and I found out that Vickers and Jimmy and they all
Wreck on the backstretch.
They wreck on the
I'm
backstretch.
watching that
and
race.
Vickers goes to win. I'm like, and I have the hat bag in my hand. I go, and I threw it back up there because that's how close and that's how it can go.
Oh yeah.
So you remember that first win? It was good, and then the others just.
Yeah, I remember leading the 200 laps at Bristol. We were the first ones to lead all the laps of Xfinity, and then I got my shot in the Cup Series a lot sooner than I was expecting
How'd that come about?
because Mule he got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
He got hurt Saturday, and it was like, all right, guy, you're gonna have to stay over Sunday, and I was like, all right, that's fine. And so I stayed over Sunday, and then that led into me doing tires from that Bristol race all the way to the second Richmond race, while Mule recovered from breaking his ankle.
Mule's a guest on
Yes.
David Nichols.
Dave Nichols.
Prior guest on the show, yep.
And so I was with Joey for those, and so I was still doing my stuff in the shop and doing the Xfinity stuff as well on the weekends, and then going doing Cup stuff on Sundays.
Kind of busy then.
Oh, very busy,
Right.
very busy. But it was like I didn't have nothing at home, so it was like,
Why not? I'm here.
And then they came to me the July Daytona race. Like, I'll remember this race too, just because of the events that happened that race.
Okay.
And it's like, all right, you're gonna get to do tires full time on the Cup car till Mule comes back.
Got it.
And I was like, all right, that's fine, but as long as you take care of everything in the shop on the Xfinity cars.
Okay.
And I was like, all right,
That's fine.
works for me too.
Yeah, sure.
And so Daytona obviously happens, and that's when Austin Dillon wrecks in the fence.
Yep. I remember that one.
Yeah, that's why I remember that.
Ugh.
And then we go to Watkins Glen, and Kevin Harvick runs out of gas coming to the last two turns, and we passed him, and that was my first cup win. First cup win with Joey was at Watkins Glen, which
pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember that day, and like I get chills from it now. You know,
you should.
And we're standing on the wall, and he's burning it down, and I mean he caught the tires on fire. That's how much he burned it down. It was pretty cool.
And the victory lane there is kind of cool because it's behind pit wall, and they have like the upstairs, and people are seeing the whole thing there. But that one there is pretty cool.
Yep.
The people is that your home track? I go, yeah, it's closest to my home. But
99 Steve Park.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember. I'll tell you where I was when I watched you win that. And I had to go in the corner because I might have had a tear in my eye for it. But we'll go into another time. That's friendship. But yeah, like you said, it's if you're there for the paycheck, you're for the wrong reason.
Yes.
But if you're there for the wins, and because that's what you do, that's why you go out there.
The paycheck is the second thing.
Yes.
You know,
it's essential. I get it.
You're not going to do it for free anymore.
No. We all did it.
We all did it, but it becomes a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got to get paid for your talents.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're talented enough and you're good enough, yes, you get paid for your talents, and yes, you go and win, and then everybody's happy.
Question from your buddy George Williams. What is one of the things you like better at a smaller team versus Penske?
Well, I'd have to say, like, working for Kaulig, I get to do a lot more things than just what my job title is. Like, my job title is underneath mechanic, but I help install engines, I help tear down the cars, I help...
You're back to being a roofer.
Yeah, I'm back to being a roofer, which I enjoy.
Incoming.
I get it. I get it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Dog invasion. Sorry about that.
Glitch at the honeysuckle.
It's called the dog. That's right, we're good.
Kraken.
Attack.
Wow.
She attacked us.
She tried to take the
He's
cord
got
again.
pizza, she'll go in.
So will I. All right, so good. So you went from Penske to Kaulig.
Which Penske, my job was interior last year, and that was my job was taking care of everything inside the car, all the driver's equipment, all that stuff. You know, mostly I basically cleaned the car and then inspected everything, make sure everything was in the right spot, and there was nothing wrong.
Right.
I mean, I did do a lot of installing of things, and I got to, like, when COVID hit, I got to do a lot more of the things that I wasn't doing just because the shop guys.
More mechanical stuff.
Yes. And
we're split up.
Yes.
You just have to do, do more.
Different shifts, yeah.
Like, I got to learn some things that definitely helped me, but like they'll help me probably in the future, maybe in the future, but now I get to do, like, go back to some of my roots where I learned, like I said, the silicone thing. You'll never, once you learn how to get it to flow, you don't forget that. Yeah. You don't forget that.
Do you sing while you do it?
No, I don't sing, but I probably have my tongue out, just concentrate, but just like that, I get to help with the rear end. Obviously, that's fuel cells, front end stuff. A lot of things I didn't get to touch with that and all that.
And these are things you're doing that people don't realize go into getting a car ready to go race.
Oh yeah.
And this is why having someone like you on it, you're telling us about item or aspects that, you know, oh, the car's there, looks great, oh, nice paint scheme, off they go. But there's so much underneath that car that if it's not all put together right, you're screwed.
Yeah, there's so much that
tailpipes, ballast.
Right.
I mean,
you know, stuff that could fall off. That you got to make sure can't fall. Truck arm,
shocks, track bar broke or something. You know, like you gotta like tear down. Help me to get the eye to look out for things that are.
I like that you just said that. That makes sense.
Irregular,
because you're looking at, and in tear down, you look at a car after.
Right.
So what Clint's telling us is that now before it goes racing, if he sees a crack in a weld or if he sees something that looks suspicious, you know, that he's seen that broke, maybe from a car that he was tearing down, now he's able to look at it and say, yeah, that looks like it might be bent before you even leave the shop.
Yes.
Because you don't get no practice.
No. You show up and race, and that's it. Not like without practice.
So you got to catch everything now before you leave the shop.
So when the car comes back wrecked and tear down, how much fun is that?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
It's like
Yeah.
junk,
Yep.
junk.
Yeah, pretty
We
much.
can save that part.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. And
All right, real quick, you have any funny stories with all the when working with Brad and Joey and all them?
Yeah, anybody do anything crazy?
So
that you can share with us?
So my first race with Brad, which was the following year after working with Joey, they told me, hey, you're going.
Thank you.
They told me that I was going racing with Brad
Right.
the following year, and I was like, all right. So we were at Daytona, and we run. I think it was the Clash, and we're coming back, and Jeffrey Thousand and Dave Maneri are working on our 500 car.
The two old guys.
Yes,
Veterans.
yes, two old guys,
Veterans.
Veterans. We'll say veterans.
both great
I
guys.
love them to death.
Yes.
So
They're great,
I
yeah.
call them. They don't care.
Right.
And they're bending the housing, and we got the hydraulic bender out, and I mean this thing is just, and they're sitting there cranking and cranking on it, and it's like it's not moving. They bend it 2 degrees the wrong way, 2 degrees. So we had to pull that housing out and put a new one in.
So Penske had made this phenomenal
Yeah,
fixture thingy that was just a beast.
Yeah.
it
Of
was it's a
what they
beast.
could do to bend
Right.
to get their cambers and
Okay,
their,
got it, yep.
right and their caster right and the rear housing, and I mean without using a torch.
Oh,
This thing was
yeah.
all done with porta powers and
Yes.
hydraulics and stuff. This thing was a
It was a beast.
monstrosity of a piece of equipment. And I didn't even work there, but I remember seeing it, I'm like, what in the sand? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, Jesus. But, what he's saying is obviously they went the wrong way
yeah.
Yes.
Which is
instead
bad.
of the right way,
Okay,
to get
yeah.
their
Okay.
wheel
Got it.
alignment, their rear wheel alignment correct.
Got
Notice I'm doing this.
Yes.
This and this.
it. Which is which, Warren?
So
That is-
this is toe,
And this is.
this is toe, this is cast
There we go.
and camber.
There you go. There's your lesson for today. Tech Talk by Warren. All right, so Penske comes to an end, like some jobs do.
Yes.
And then you hooked up with Kaulig pretty quick there.
Yes. I basically the next week I was with Kaulig already.
Big
So-
play there. That's good.
I was, I put out a resume, or I got my resumes together, and I sent it to them, and then they called me the next day, but I wasn't in town, so they, so
I had people calling you about me.
yeah.
No, calling me about you.
Oh, so
Oh, okay.
I got this, folks.
Flip flop.
All right. And so
Anyways, I give you all good
that's
stuff.
good, and that's good. So you that means that you have established yourself as a good worker, and
Yeah.
and that you do good, and that they say, okay, great, we'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Plus, anybody who can work at Penske for 8 years is
Sure.
not a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Period.
It's just circumstances sometimes.
It's a lot of circumstances. There's going to be a lot more of it, unfortunately.
coming up soon. So you work with which team there?
I work with the 10 team. Jeb Burton is the
Right.
driver,
Good.
but like their motto is it doesn't matter what car you're on, you basically work on all of them.
Good.
So I get to work on the 16, the 11, even at the track. If one of us fails, all of us are helping with that
That's
car.
good.
So it's not just, it's the team aspect versus car aspect now.
Good.
And I kind of like that.
You work for Kaulig, not the.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
We have a question here from Donnelly Musgrave. Is there one specific job you prefer over others?
I've enjoyed doing underneath just because I actually helped our underneath guy a lot when I was doing tires at Penske.
Right.
So like I get done with my tires, and then on Saturday evening and Sunday mornings I'd be helping that guy.
Good.
Just try
You
to
want to be the hands-on.
Yeah, I wanted to be hands-on. I didn't want to just be a tire guy or all that stuff.
Right.
I wanted to be a mechanic. That was my whole thing. It was just being a mechanic.
Tom Beatty, #1 fan. Was there a job assigned to you that made you nervous or under pressure to complete?
I would say the first time I ever was like, "Hey, you're gonna be a tire guy and interior guy." I mean, that's both jobs are
Right.
a lot in themselves, and then it's
Your first cup, probably job, right? Yeah.
yeah. First week at doing cup tires is like, man, this is a lot because
And
there's
you gotta
there's
put
a
up
lot
with-
to do.
You got to
Yes.
put with Rob Lopes, Bender,
Yeah.
all those characters.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
which are all great guys.
Right.
Like,
And
I get
characters.
yes.
We gotta get Lopes on here, man. We gotta get Lopes.
We do.
Yeah, Lopes is a good guy. Him and Bender both.
Yep.
Like, I still see Bender now at lunch.
Yeah.
Does he just say Tuesday to you once in a while? Tuesday.
No, you know what saying he says to me?
Yeah, oh yeah. EAD.
EAD. Yeah.
Look it up. Call him.
Yeah.
Facebook message him is what it means. We're not gonna do it here. So you're there, and the team's doing well. Now they're looking to go Cup racing. So they've been very successful.
Yes, very successful. They're actually doing Cup racing this year a couple times. Like this weekend, they're doing it with Dinger.
Okay.
Matt Swiderski, who was with
Yeah.
Penske,
exactly.
too. He's crew chief on that, so he'll be helping them guys. Like that.
Squid. So
Squid.
Matt Swiderski, I worked with him at Penske. Worked with him at
RCR,
RCR first.
Yeah, remember it, yeah.
Then he came to Penske. Then he went back to RCR. He's in charge of all the engineers over there now.
Wow.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Space Force, SpaceX, whatever. He's been one of the smartest guys on the planet. Like,
Really?
oh yeah, he can do.
I remember him. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he can do Chinese math in his head. Whatever that means. I don't
So
know.
working with AJ Allmendinger, he's got to be quite the character.
He is a character.
What is it about him? I mean, he comes to the shop. I know I see pictures of him there. He just has this presence. It seems like I'm here to race. I'm here to have fun at the same time.
Yeah, he definitely will cut up with you while he's at the shop,
Yep.
just to line up everything. You
Sure.
know, just he likes to have fun. You like to see that. You want to see
Yeah.
that.
Did you get to? Was he at Penske when you were there?
He was at Penske, but I never.
You
I
never interacted.
I was in Teardown when he was
Okay.
when he was driving, so I didn't get to interact with many of the drivers when I was in Teardown.
Yeah,
but
that's why you go on the road. See, that's
Yes.
what we're talking about.
Dan Lynch
Dan Lynch.
says, had 3 teams call me asking about Clint during the off season. Don't think he was unemployed for more than a couple days. Needless to say, he's a good guy and does a great job. Glad to see him land on a successful team and have the opportunity to learn. So there you go.
thanks, Dan.
Version. All right.
Appreciate
so
you, Lynch.
All this stuff's good. iRacing. Where did that all come in?
Let's bring up this.
Because you are our iRacer. We
Yeah.
are the pub table racers
Yeah.
iRacer.
Yeah. Where it all came about is obviously COVID, and so we got a computer. Right as soon as COVID hit, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I gotta have something to do because
Sure.
I gotta get my fix. I mean, it's just being at the racetrack.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 year I kept track of it. I was
I bought
going
a
for
keg.
I was going for 186 days. So I was like, I was at the
We're
racetrack.
shut down. I don't have to go to work.
Yeah, it's like, all right,
Going to Total Line.
yeah,
Getting a keg.
yeah, got to do something, you know. So got a computer, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna try this iRacing thing, and started doing it, and then started these leagues, and I was in a league and an Xfinity car, and I got a win at Iowa in it. And I was like, well, that.
Was it your first race again or no?
No, this wasn't my
Okay,
first
we'll
race.
make sure. Okay, I'll make
This
sure.
wasn't my first
Trying
race.
to make sure
It
the
took
luck
me a
you've
little
had.
while to win.
Oh,
that.
okay. Because the
And-
luck you've been having here, I just want to make sure you didn't stumble into that.
It's actually it's took me a while in
Okay,
racing
no,
to
which
get
is
it
good.
done.
That's fine.
Which is
it's very competitive. I know
yes,
that.
it's very competitive. There's a lot of great guys I race with. There's some really strong guys. Like there's one guy he'll race Cup car, race Xfinity, race IndyCar, whatever he gets in, he usually wins.
Really?
And so if you beat this guy, I
Who's
feel
his
like
sponsor? Can we get a teammate?
yeah.
Let's talk. All right. So the iRacing thing.
Will he give you your setup?
It's all
iRacing-
fixed setups.
Oh,
It was like last year. I mean, it's been around for years. We all know
Yes.
that. But last year with the COVID, like all of a sudden it became big.
Yes, for
And
sure.
we got to the point that
Yeah,
Fox was
it
like,
was like-
"Hey, we're going to broadcast
all of a
this."
sudden they're showing it on
They're
TV.
giving a fix, and they still are. But not that it wasn't like, oh, it's not real racing, but it's something. But to the iRacer, it is real racing. 'cause
It is.
You're just not on the track, but you have the bumps and you have the setups and you everything else that goes along with it.
Like with the steering wheel and the setup I have, the steering wheel, I can feel every bump in the track.
Yeah.
I feel like I could turn. I actually have it turned down.
Pretty sophisticated stuff. People don't realize.
Yes, I have it turned down. But if I didn't have it turned down, it would jerk the wheel out of my hand when I would hit the
Right.
wall.
Okay.
The pedals, like with the gas, I feel it vibrates on me if it
Right.
feels wheel
Yeah.
spin.
Okay.
The brake will vibrate if I own the brakes too hard.
Right.
It's just there's so much feel in that stuff to make you feel every movement of the track, every movement of the car, or whatever you're racing.
So have you graduated from the computer to the?
I have a simulator.
Okay, you are.
You do?
Yes.
Is it the big operation that you
No,
sit in?
Is it a Casey Mahoney one?
No, it's not a Casey Mahoney one.
So you went from a laptop to what do you have? What do you have?
I have it's right now it's a GTR simulator. It's got a seat, full
Right.
sliding seat.
Right.
Just somewhere to put my steering wheel and and it's got a monitor mount
Right.
too. I just got a single
Do
monitor
you have a single monitor?
Yes.
That's it. Okay. And where is it located in your house?
in my man cave. My wife, with the
I
new
was
house.
I was just gonna say. Okay, so you got a new house.
Yes,
All right, so that's good. So the wife said, "Sure, go ahead and just make sure it's put
in the man cave.
perfect."
That's where my trophies and all
Got
that
it.
stuff
Right.
is.
Perfect. Got it.
And so I got that in there.
Clint's room.
Yes, that's basically what it is. It's shut off from the house.
Yeah.
And so I got that.
Which will soon be the nursery if you get her pregnant. You got
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, and then-
We got 2 rooms upstairs.
Oh,
okay.
2 more rooms
Way to
upstairs.
plan it.
Yeah.
No kids downstairs. He already has the baby gate up.
Yes, yes.
That's for you.
We got a dog gate, so
Okay, got it. Nathan McGuire says, Clint, your new setup is way better now than you first started last year. So there you
yeah, it was. I actually borrowed Nate's steering wheel and
Right.
pedals when I first did it. It was on my mom's laptop That's when I first did it, and it was on our kitchen
go.
table.
Got it. All right.
And then I got a computer, and then I was still borrowing his pedals and steering wheel. And I was like, man, if I'm going to upgrade, I'm just going to
Upgrade.
go
Sure.
ahead and get it
Sure.
over with, and instead of slowly upgrading. So I bought a Fanatec, which is supposedly one of the top of the lines,
Okay.
and that thing is ridiculous. It weighs 30 pounds, just
So
the base.
You get out of this, and people say, "Oh, what do they win?" You really just get this pure satisfaction.
Yeah.
And you actually, there is like iRacing. There's fees you have to pay.
Yep.
Because I was doing the announcing, they're like, "Oh, it's $12 to buy this race." Well, I'm making $25
Yep.
a race. It was like, but there,
You had to buy about every track.
everything. Yeah.
Every
it's
track.
your.
Updates,
So
updates,
here's what
everything.
I'm going to say because I'm listening to all of this and I'm thinking about it. This is your racing fix.
Yes.
Because
That
you did race.
Because you were a
Yes.
racer.
Yes.
This is your racing fix that is cheaper than going and buying a car
For sure.
or even a go-kart.
Yes.
And you're getting a race, you're getting to compete,
Mm-hmm.
and you're getting to have the feel of doing it, you know.
Yes.
Because I mean, even me at 50, going to be 56, I'm thinking about, God, you know, maybe I should go SEC racing again. It's like, you know, that's probably one of the dumbest thoughts I've had, but it's like, it's a good hobby.
You want to
Yeah,
get your
that's good.
fix, though. I mean,
Right,
you
you
could
got to
do
get your fix. You
Well,
know?
the best part is when you wreck, you just kind of step out. You have to go to the info
Right,
care
right.
center.
And if you have a bad night,
just turn it off.
Turn
and
it
go.
off.
turn it off, and it's not on fire, and
Yeah.
you don't have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I got it. It's good.
It's and like you said, like you're talking about going back racing SEC or whatever.
right,
Once you get the high from, because it's kind of like a high.
Right.
yeah.
Like once you get that high of driving, you know what it feels like. And
Especially if you do any like,
And
oh, I
Just
just
the
finished.
feel.
I finished
Yes.
10th. God,
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I get a little more practice, and I'm going to be in the
Yeah.
top 5.
Yeah.
You know,
so, what league are you in right now? And how many guys are in that league? Would you say?
I'm actually in 3 different leagues right now.
Okay.
One's National Motorsport Sim Association.
All right.
There's about 60 guys in that, but about 34 to 36 qualify every week.
Right.
It's a truck league.
Okay.
Oh, that's Tuesday nights at 9.
And you can watch it.
You can watch it on Facebook.
Okay.
There is
It's
a
at 9. So after our show,
Yes.
you can watch it.
There's a Wednesday night
beautiful
league
truck, pop table.
that I just started in 2 weeks ago. A buddy at work asked me to join. It's an IndyCar league, which I've never drove an IndyCar till 2 weeks ago, and I was like, all right, sure, why not?
Why
you know?
not? Yeah.
And I've actually had fun just getting to learn that car.
Sure.
Just because,
Jimmy
hauling
Johnson
the
never drove one either.
mail. You're hauling the mail at like Texas.
Right.
I ended up 5th last week
learning.
in Texas first. So I was.
Danica's a little better than Jimmy. I hate
Yeah,
to say it.
yeah.
I'm going to say it.
No, it's fine, but she came from that, so he jumped into that. But
I was going to jump on that one, but I'm not going to say
it's all right.
that.
It's all right. He's
But
out there. having fun.
Danica is better than Jimmy.
Yeah,
In
because she
IndyCar.
came through that. Then came to NASCAR. He didn't do so good. Jimmy 7 championships, goes to Indy.
Are you sticking up for him?
No, I'm just giving the counterpoint.
But
of
Jimmy
all
was only good in the Cup car.
What?
He was only good at
Yeah,
the
I
Cup
get
record.
that.
Yeah.
So
He wasn't very good in an Xfinity car.
one win. Only that's when he hooked up with Hendrick backing.
And
In California.
it was a fuel mileage race.
Sure. Just saying.
He has a race where he hit this
Foam.
he
Hit it
hit the
perfect.
foam.
It's
Hit
the
it
poly-expendable styrene made by thermal
styrofoam,
foams
let's
out
call
of
it.
North Tonawanda, New York.
And
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I can't.
I'm just saying,
I know. I'm just getting point counterpoint
if we're
here.
going to cross pollinate here,
No, we're not going to do that.
you know, I mean, Danica
Yeah, I get it. I know. I
is
agree
better
with you.
than Jimmy in an
Yeah,
Indy car.
all right.
So far.
So
So
far.
far,
All right.
yes.
So far. So Clint, back to you.
You're good.
I mean, we got to, you can't,
Yeah,
What?
debate.
we got a little debate going.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
can't
like
agree. But all right, so you're an iRacer,
Yes.
and so how many guys are in this league, or racers? Sorry, drivers are in these leagues.
There was about 60 in the Tuesday night league.
60.
Right now, yeah.
60. Okay. Yep.
Right now, there's about 20 in the IndyCar, just because that's starting
new.
from scratch.
All right.
And then in the Thursday night league, which is another truck league, which is done by Signature Esports, you can check those guys out on Facebook as
Right.
well. Jason Followell,
Yep.
he's a great
It's
broadcaster.
great. I've watched some of the races. They're pretty entertaining.
He's a pretty good broadcaster.
Right.
And that's another truck league. Those guys, they're tough. There's like 60 in that league too as well. And
Is that your most competitive then?
Tuesday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday, both are pretty competitive.
Gotcha.
And then if I'm in town, I'll try to run a Friday night with
Right.
Signature Esports. It's the Xfinity car, which I love driving the Xfinity car, but just because you're not glued to the track with
Right.
like you are with the truck or the Cup car.
Indy car, you're really going to be glued to
Yes,
the track.
the Indy car is just nuts. Like especially when you get behind cars, because you get an arrow, you get a push
Really?
behind.
And you can
behind,
feel that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
God.
And so you have to lift and control that gap and stuff to make it
Question:
pass.
Does your wife come down and watch you do this, or what's
No, no.
She's like, fine, go.
Yeah.
Will you go to bed already?
Yes. She's like, shut the doors so I can watch TV. So I was like, all
You're
right.
down there yelling. And
I got
cursing,
Law and Order on. Go to bed.
and you're down there drinking your beer,
Yeah.
yeah, throwing the cans against the wall.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's like, turn the speakers down. You're
Yeah.
talking too loud.
Right.
Stuff like that, you know. So are you.
All right. You know what? I think that's really cool. You have a great story, and you're the epitome of determination and drive, and like you just didn't take anything for granted. You set a focus, and that's
Yep.
what you want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good.
And
I
then-
enjoy that.
Like going back to the iRacing deal, like with the designs for you guys, I basically self-taught myself how to use the
So you design the paint schemes
to
too.
do the programs, and I was taking like old schemes that nobody would ever use, and like I'll trace those
Kind
and
of
make-
revamping them.
revamp them a little
Yeah.
bit, and then use them for like the stuff I did for you guys,
Yeah,
and then
cool stuff.
It's amazing. Like we see the paint schemes, and go, "Holy crap, that's us! That's
Yeah.
good."
Mhm. And then I've designed cars for like George. I do his stuff.
Okay.
Some other guys I've done cars for them, and then like guys I work with, they ask me to do cars. Right now, I haven't had time to do any
Right.
cars
So you're designing
here
yourself.
lately, but it's
Creative
just,
as can be.
yeah. But I try to in my spare time help do that. Just it's been enjoyable to learn something new.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Thank you for
We
coming
appreciate
on. We
you.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks for
And,
being on.
great
being on.
story and everything you've
You
done.
know, when Tim, I'll say this: when you and I started this deal, and Clint was still at Penske, him and I would always talk, and how much he liked watching us and,
Right.
and
Yeah.
doing this, and then he started racing and
Right.
doing our thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always appreciated that.
Oh, it's
and,
great.
And I'm hoping I'm surprising you by telling this, but thank you very much.
Oh, no
seriously,
problem,
me too,
man. I'm glad I could.
Because like we started like, oh, some geez, we're iRacers.
Yeah.
We're on iRacers.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh crap, like, that's good, but we like it.
Yeah, like
Appreciate
the first week we had you guys on one iRace, we had 16,000 views, and I was like, man, this is awesome just for Tim and Warren because
We'll
I
take
mean,
half
it's
of
like, I was like, just being able to help
Right.
spread this because everybody wants to see this
Right.
or doesn't get to
Yeah.
see this aspect from like you
No,
guys
it's good.
and the
We
guys
do.
you have on the show
We cover it
and
all,
stuff
so.
like that.
Well, and we do this for people who are unsung heroes.
We call it. That's what we call it. That's good. That's good. Well, the bell's tolling there, so Hey, Clint, appreciate it very
He's
much.
got two of them.
Continue success. Don't forget, Lake Norman Patio Game Rooms, RacingJunk.com, Rapid Removal, and the Garage Shop are great sponsors, partners. We appreciate them. And give us a watch on, subscribe on YouTube. We appreciate it. So you say it?
YouTube, please.
Oh,
YouTube.
where's your
how are you
Oh, hey!
I've been.
Oh, that's right. So we say
Why
it?
did you put that thing on there?
You'll know. Good night, Dave. Say good night, Dave.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Wow. Hey, another great show.
Great
Thank
show.
you so much, everybody,
Yep.
for tuning
Enjoyed
in.
it.
We appreciate it. We do this every Tuesday night. And Warren, I think the guests we've had have been fantastic.
Phenomenal.
And the people that are following us, we appreciate it. We're reaching 42,000 people a month. Can you believe that? And we appreciate you watching. And
Right. We're having fun. Hope everybody else enjoys it.
that's it. And it's just a fun show. Bucket of beer. Guys sitting around talking about it. So keep tuning in. We appreciate it. Check out our store and everything. But we appreciate you people. And we will see you next week. Right, my friend?
Yes, sir.
All right. See you next week.